And one thing, watching you work through the whole election process, politics, party aside, when you were in fact, I didn't know a lot about you until the first time I watched you in the vice presidential debate.
Well, that put you in the clear majority.
Got to be honest on this stage. But the way your responses were not just intelligent, your convictions were clear, but you were respectful and kind. And in my opinion, that was sorely absent from a lot of the political conversation this last time. And where a lot of I think where Americans are struggling right now is it is so partisan, it's reduced the conversation to name-calling and labeling, and that doesn't help us move the ball down the field. Nope. And I think where the church can be helpful, especially a diverse church like this church, if we can model how you can disagree but not be disagreeable. And I thought you did a brilliant job having respectful discourse with people who politically had different points of view. How would you guide us? How can the church help bring unity to a country where convictions are so polarized?
Well, I honestly think that number one, I'm very humbled by your comments, and it's just the greatest privilege of my life to be vice president to President Donald Trump. I told him I was going to be here this morning. I told him I was going to be here this morning, and he said, "That's great." And he wishes everybody well. For me, what the president really personifies is, I think, the pathway forward here. He's got broad shoulders, but he's got a big heart. And I didn't know him at all. I had met him twice, shaking his hand when he called and asked me to come and spend some time as a family and last summer to see whether or not he might be interested in asking me to do this job. And I tell people sometimes, he's bigger than life, always memorable, charismatic, and then there's me, It's like I guess he wanted to balance the ticket, But what I found in him, honestly, Pastor David, when I met him, is really, he's a strong man, but he's one of the most considerate people that I've ever met. He's gracious to a fault. I truly believe he's got the gift of hospitality. And that may explain some of the business success he's had in that industry for which Florida is so well known. But I think for the president and for me, it comes down to being willing to fight for what you believe in, but doing your level best to
question, because I thought you did to
treat others the way you want to be treated.
You did a great job being convicted, yet still being kind. And I think that is sorely lost in the dialogue right now in our country to a degree.
Well, I think it is, but to be honest with you, there's, I think we see a lot on cable television of the push me, pull you, of
sensational.
Dr. Doolittle. You never see a television show where there isn't somebody here and somebody there. But what I've seen the president do is welcome members of both political parties into the Oval Office since the beginning of this administration. And I think beyond all political rhetoric, I think we're going to find a time where, as we work together to make the country safe again, as we work together to make the country prosperous again, and as we really continue to advance the interests of the nation, I think we're going to see that unity come back. But for me, for my house, it all really does come down to just wanting to treat others the way you want to be treated. And I truly do believe that we've passed through a very difficult time, but I also think it's been made difficult by the challenges that we faced at home and abroad, by the struggles in our economy. And as we turn the country around and we turn the country back to the common sense principles that'll make us strong again and prosperous again, that's going to forge a new unity in America, and I see it already happening.
Let me ask you one last question. And simply this: we are urged in Scripture to pray for our leaders.